Hi! So, this is nighttime, and I would usually film during the day, so I don't have to worry about all this lighting stuff, because I'm not good at any of this, and I just film this on my phone. And, right now, I'm using a lamp, and it's kind of a precarious setup, but, hopefully my phone doesn't fall during this. Anyway, I have not had a chance to read the second chapter of the Jen Wilkin book that I introduced y'all to last week. I am excited to read it, but I just haven't had the chance. I've had other things that I've been reading. But this is the Attributes of God study that we are doing in our Sunday school class. And there is a video series on YouTube by Dr. Steve Lawson, who this is just the study guide. It's like an outline of his sermon. I can't remember what it's called, but I'll link it in the description so you can watch it. I will also link Jen Wilkin's book. I will link this study guide, his sermons, and the sermons that go with it as well. But I just finished The Spirituality of God, which is the third chapter in the study guide and the second half of his second sermon video. There's an introductory sermon video, and then there's the second sermon video has his crap, I already forgot what the first sermon was about. That's so terrible. Oh, his aseity. I didn't even look at it. I remembered. His aseity, and the second one was his spirituality. So we're just going to go through very quickly what the spirituality of God is. Dr. Steve Lawson, I keep saying doctor, I'm pretty sure he's a doctor. You can say doctor, but maybe it's just Pastor Steve Lawson. I could be wrong. But anyway, there were 3 points on the spirituality of God. There is his immaterial, that he is immaterial, that he's invisible, and that he's infinite. So, immaterial just means he doesn't have a physical being. He is a spirit being, small s. That's kind of pretty self-explanatory. Oh, important to note that when the Bible refers to God's physical being, such as different stuff like the hands and feet of God, it is referring to it in a metaphorical sort of term. It's drawing a figure for the Lord to relate to us, to help us understand better. But he doesn't have a physical being, because if he did have a physical being, he would be limited by it. So because he doesn't have the physical being, we get the omniscience, omnipresent, omnipotent characteristics of God that we wouldn't get if he was bound by a body. The second point on that is he is invisible. So because he is a spirit being, we can't see him, which is why we're called to live by faith, because of his lack of a physical form, we can't see him. John 1:18 says, who has seen God, or no one has seen God. I didn't actually read it, I just know about what it says. That's kind of irresponsible of me, but you can look it up, and if I'm wrong, let me know. But I'm pretty sure that's what he says. That's what my note says. Not the flip side, but God manifested himself through his son in the incarnation. Colossians 1:15. That is the one time we get to see God. And let's see. That's pretty much all it is on that. It's just no physical form, unseeable to human eyes. The third point is God is infinite. He is without limitation and or restriction. So part of that restriction would be a physical form, and because he has no physical form, He is not restricted, which is amazing. Sorry, I just got really distracted. Let's see. Job 5:9 talks about the God who does great and unsearchable things, meaning we cannot figure him out because he is infinite and we are finite. If we could figure out God, he wouldn't be God, because he would be limited. Us being able to figure out everything about something means that it is finite, that it has an end, it's exhaustive, but God is not exhaustive, and we can never reach the end of him or anything about him. And another important part of that is that there is no place that God is not there in his fullness. So in every place, God is there with every part of himself. Sitting here in this room with me, God is here in his fullness. Wherever you are, he is there in his complete being. It's not part of him that's here with me, and there's no place that part of him isn't, or all of him isn't. He is everywhere in his entirety. Yeah, so past that, that's pretty much it for the spirituality of God. And Pastor Lawson's point is that he is immaterial, he has no physical form, he's invisible due to his lack of a physical form. We cannot see him, so we are called to live by faith. And he is infinite, and because he has no physical form, he is not restricted by anything. And he does not take on physical form. He may appear to us in modes. One of the things he said was he appears to us in brilliant light. That is one way he's manifested himself, and through his son. So, yeah, that's all I had to talk about. I hope this didn't go too long, and I will see you guys next time.